Hi YouTube, welcome to another edition of HorrorHands, and I'm back at HorrorHands Beach. So again, when I'm here, I thought I'll do you another sort of beach themed video. I say sort of this time because this is going to be 5 Jaws rip-offs that actually didn't feature a shark. So I got straight to it. So the first film is Humanoid from the Deep, which just features like these creature sort of monsters. They come out from the ocean, start messing up this little town. And so I've always thought this is a bit of a Jaws rip-off because it does have creatures that come out from the sea, but it kind of leads up to a big kind of town event. Sort of one of the main tropes of a Jaws rip-off for me is not exactly a sea-based creature. It's something happening in the town which is of financial interest that stops the powers that be from kind of taking action to stop all the deaths. And this kind of has this. It's like I say, this big town carnival happens, and the humanoids from the deep invade it and start messing everyone up. And it's an awesome scene, a great climax to the movie. But yeah, I've always seen sort of parallels to this and Jaws, or this one is a lot sort of sleazier and trashier, but still an awesome movie. So first one is Humanoid from the Deep. Okay, next up is Orca, the killer whale. So here we have a killer whale instead of a shark, and this kind of reverses the roles. This has kind of the whale go after the humans. So like Richard Harris, who's the fisherman that kills the killer whale, and she's got the baby pod which dies as well. I never really kind of liked that in the film, that they kind of killed the pod baby whale. I know that's kind of the catalyst for the story and why this happens, but I don't know, it never really sat well with me. I thought it was a bit bad taste. I'm not sure. I've never been a huge fan of Orca, but I do again see the parallels with Jaws. But this one got a little bit silly. It's got the whale, I think it sabotages the factory or something. That kind of jumped the shark a little bit, pun intended. But it does have a really good climax. I think it's in the Arctic. You've got the killer whale facing off against Richard Harris with all the icebergs and things. That's pretty thrilling. But yeah, Orca, definitely a Jaws rip-off. Like I say, not my favourite, but I've not seen it for a while. But worth checking out if you like these kind of movies. Okay, next up we have Piranha. So we've got piranhas here instead of sharks. And Roger Corman did actually say this was his homage to Jaws. Yeah, we have Heather Menzies and Bradford Dillman. They're trying to find these missing people that have gone missing in this lake, and they sort of drain this sort of disused army area, but it's home to thousands of killer piranha that the military were using experimenting on them. So they get unleashed into the lake and start chomping on quite a few people. Again, this has like a sort of a financial thing going on where there's a big sort of I don't know, like some kind of opening or event on the lake with the mayor's there and everything. So they can't close the lake because that's happening, and there's a whole lot of like kids that are doing rafting on there. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on which stops them from closing the lake, but of course gives the piranhas lots of people to munch on. And I've got to give Piranha credit. I watched it not that long ago. It does have some pretty kind of intense scenes when the piranhas get to the kids and all the people that are messing around in the lake. It's a pretty full-on kind of montage of people being attacked and killed by piranhas. It's pretty gruesome stuff. It does still hold up rather well. But I've always loved Piranha. It's a great movie, great B movie, and a very fun Jaws rip-off. Okay, next up, this is a double feature, but the movie in question is Tentacles, which is basically Jaws with an octopus. Not a great film. It's been a long time since I've watched it, and I remember it being pretty terrible. The octopus does not get much screen time, which is not something that I like. I would like to have seen more tentacles in this one, but if you like these kind of Jaws rip-offs, it is kind of worth watching. Tentacles is getting a Blu-ray release from 88 Films next month, So I think I will pick that up because I would like to own it on its own, and I'll check it out again. But yeah, this is the very much the silly inferior end of Jaws rip-offs, Tentacles. And last but not least, I've saved this one till last because this is probably my favourite Jaws rip-off, not just even ones without a shark. This is my favourite Jaws rip-off ever, and it's Grizzly. So we have a killer bear instead of a shark, and Grizzly's a special one because it is almost scene for scene the same as Jaws. It's quite impressive actually how they managed to parallel this so closer to Jaws, to say this takes place on land. But this takes place in this big kind of national wood area, and there's a rogue killer bear going around killing people, and the sheriff and a bear hunter and like a nature expert set out to track it down. Yeah, if it sounds familiar, it is Jaws. And there's even scenes sort of like where they're chasing the bear in the helicopter, and it's the scene when they're chasing the shark with the barrels. It's got the same upbeat music and everything. It really does kind of make me smile how similar this one is. And of course there's like a forest officer or something who won't close the woods because it would be against his agenda, but he finally has to do it, and like a kid gets killed or something. It's Jaws all over, just with a grizzly bear. But it's a great movie. It looks really good. They really have some great cinematography and utilise the really lush woodland setting. You got Christopher George in this, that's a favourite of mine. He's really good, and the bear's pretty awesome as well. Pretty cool, intimidating giant bear. So yeah, this is in my opinion, this is the best sort of B-movie Jaws rip-off. I've always enjoyed it. So there you go, guys. That's 5 Jaws rip-offs that didn't feature a shark. Let me know what you think of any of those movies, and let me know if there's any other of these kind of films that you like. I'd love to know. So thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more videos.